Right, all right, all right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast. Just kind of reiterate what we talked about. First segment one, we talked about Monday Night Raw review. Segment two, WWE NXT preview. Segment three, WWE NXT Battleground. Segment four, we talked about the NJPW. Ooh, I got it right. Old Dominion, which is kind of going, which is kind of going pretty. It's gonna be pretty badass. Can't wait to watch it. It's live, June 9th on this Sunday. Honestly, I'm thinking about, trying to find a way to watch it because I have Sundays off. But, without further gilding the lily and, moving on because we are running out of time, we're going to go ahead and jump right into our segment five, our Today in Wrestling History. So let's go ahead and start with our today's in wrestling history. In 2002, at SmackDown in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, you had Billy and Chuck defeat Rico and Rikishi to win the tag team titles, which is actually pretty badass. I like that because I remember watching these guys growing up. I don't know if any of you guys remember Chuck Palumbo in WCW. The moment he came to, with Billy Gunn, and then, when they did have Rico as like a manager, they were kind of these metrosexual kind of guys, like who cared about like fashion, the way that they were groomed, and they even had the weird music like "You look so," like it's just like kind of like, not, I don't want to say a boy band kind of kind of feel to it, but kind of like these male models that are absolutely into each other, but not in that way. They were just best friends. You sickos. I'm just kidding. No, they were. It was pretty cool. It was pretty darn entertaining. 1,010%. So happy for that. Chuck Palumbo, one of the other wrestlers outside WCW. I think a couple of podcasts ago, I talked how Rhino was the first ever ECW superstar to win, the hardcore championship match. But at this, you had Chuck Palumbo win, of course, with Billy Gunn. So I thought that was, pretty darn cool. So yeah. All right. So, guys, you guys might be bailed out today. Once again. Okay, no, it works now. See, I don't know why OBS likes to mess with me. Sometimes technology is your friend, sometimes it's not. All right, in 2011, Mick Foley he was granted his release from TNA Impact Wrestling, which included a TNA Heavyweight title run, which kind of surprises me because I was like, once when Mankind or Mick Foley, Cactus Jack Dulo, however you want to refer to him, once when he left the WWE, I was kind of like, okay, this guy's gonna call it quits. He has nothing left in the tank. Absolutely, he's just like this ultimate underdog. Mick, Foley's baby boy. Like was he from Staten? No, it wasn't Staten Island. Rhode Island. Yes, Rhode Island. He was from Rhode Island, I think. Don't quote me on that. But gotta respect Mick Foley throughout all the his tenureship in terms of WWE. He took an ass beating. My man fell off of 20-foot high Hell in the Cell. Man, thumbtacks thrown in the dumpster, caught on fire. Oh man, Mick Foley, mucho respect, bro. Mucho respect. Next, we have in 2017, WWE aired the pay per view Extreme Rules at the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. This is where you saw The Miz take down Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship, which was kind of shocking because Dean Ambrose, I feel like this was kind of heading toward, a different character development because I knew after this there was kind of different speculation. Like that whole 2018, 2019 was really bad for WWE. You had, I think Dean Ambrose turned into the moral compass and stuff like it was just really dumb and stupid. Don't ever look back on wrestling and watch those years of WWE. Those are no years. Just kidding, no. Yeah, like I said before, the Miz wins. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So gotta respect Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, and The Miz. Also, a match that took place, you saw The Bar. The Bar, who was created by Mick Foley, defeated the Hardy Boys in a steel cage match to win the Raw Tag Team titles. I don't understand why the Hardy Boys kind of got a run at the tag team titles. Once again, I felt like this was that WrestleMania. No, I could be wrong. Maybe, just maybe. This could be that WrestleMania I was talking about, how the New Day were the host, and people were expecting. You had Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and you had Enzo Amore and Big Cass, and like then they all of a sudden like nostalgia comes back. Oh, the Hardy Boys are coming back. Like definitely screwed over a couple of tag teams that probably had a chance to develop. But you know how Vince McMahon loved his nostalgia. Definitely loved that control of, definitely loved Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy. Occasionally, I guess. So you had the bar win. Love Sheamus, love Cesaro when we were together. When they were together, I remember watching them live. So it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. And then you had that fatal five way to find out who's going to fight Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. You had this match: Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was able to pick up the victory. Samoa Joe was so good in the WWE. I know he left WWE basically because, like, mostly because of the control factor of the every character in terms of creative, and he went to AEW and be like, oh, like these guys, they kind of like had a tight leash on you. I needed some kind of room to breathe. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It should be interesting to kind of see where's Samoa Joe, because Samoa Joe has been, it's been documented. He said in an article that he's ready to jump back into the main card. He's ready to jump back into the world heavyweight title picture. Will he have a rematch with Spur Strickland? Perhaps it could be, but I don't know. This was actually a good match. I remember watching this match. It wasn't bad. And finally, in 2007, Ric Flair was invited to go to the NWA to accept his Hall of Fame, but much to his chagrin, WWE urged him not to. I don't know why they would do that. That kind of sounds kind of messed up. But, well, back in the day, not really. Because, like, oh, you're going to go to a rival company, and you're going to accept the Hall of Fame thing. He's a two-time Hall of Famer within the WWE. He's won everything in the NWA. He's been the heavyweight champion, television in the United States, also tag team. He's also a WCW Triple Crown winner. So Ric Flair's kind of done it all. He's kind of, he's an amazing superstar, one of the best wrestlers in the whole entire world. A lot of people have him up there within their Mount Rushmore. I know a guy. I know my man out there, my man Andrew Tate. But I love Ric Flair, absolutely, but I wouldn't understand why you want to go to. Yeah, eventually, he did go. Eventually, he did go to the NWA to give the speech and everything like that, which is kind of cool. Respect, Rick. Respect. So yeah. All right. So, guys, once again, you are through with me. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Once again, the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast is live on the GSMC Sports Network every day, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And hope you guys like the show. 1010%. And a little fettuccine 68. Let's see what he has to say, my man. So when are we going to see WWE talent on TNA? I feel like it's going to be really, really soon. I thought, I think I mentioned this before, that Natalya was going to beat, she was going to win on Monday Night Raw, but she lost. But I don't know. It's kind of a hard question. It's kind of a hard question because I don't know if they kind of just want Jordan Grace and that's the end of it. But I know Xavier Woods and Drew McIntyre both former TNA champions, both former superstars. So they're kind of hinting at potentially crossing brands, which would be absolutely badass. I think it'd be really good for both companies. And even in an interview, Shawn Michaels said, when they ask, is this the last we're going to see TNA inside a WWE ring? And he says, honestly, don't be too surprised. Don't be too surprised if, we keep going at this. We keep going to this water well of just awesome ideas, awesome promotions, awesome superstars that TNA have that they've kind of had for the longest time. Like I said before, when AJ Styles came to the WWE, Vince McMahon didn't even know who the hell he was. He more or less just kind of took the word of like other WWE creative officers and stuff like that. And that's kind of stupid. That's kind of crazy. But there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to see. I hope we see WWE talent on TNA. Should be pretty interesting. Thank you once again for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just to remind you guys to support us here at the GSMC Sports Network. We love peace, love, and positivity. So please remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe subscribe button to the show. Remember to leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you guys to like us on Twitter/X, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Like I always say, if I haven't made you a wrestling fan by now, we have sports with Jeremy. We have sports with my man TJ. We also have basketball with Nelson, the NBA playoffs heating up. We have Christopher with the fantasy sports podcast, which I'm going to be on Friday. So don't miss that. It's going to be pretty badass. Put a wrestling guy in any podcast. It's going to be great. Tune into the Andrew Tate show as well. Woman, hoops and heels. We have 2 hosts now. We're going to dig into your one-stop shop for women's sports. It's going to be badass. It's going to be pretty awesome. Don't miss out on that. Do not miss out on being a part of this GSMC Sports bloodline, because unlike ESPN, unlike Fox Sports, unlike CBS, you don't need a subscription. You can watch it absolutely free. We have new shows. We have great podcasters, have passion for sports. Guarantee you're going to fall in love with it just like I have. So once again, thank you for tuning into the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast. And hey, have an amazing day.